Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Gamersledge podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Mark, and we're off to an auspicious start as it looks like everyone has dropped from the call. Or I've dropped from the call. One of the two. Well... Well, seems like we're online. While we're waiting for everybody, welcome to the podcast. As I mentioned, my name's Mark. I'm one of your hosts, and we are doing Game of the Year this episode for 2018. We have all kinds of folks, and nobody seems to be online. All right, then. Yep, I know, I'm live, but I don't know what happened to everybody else. They just kind of fell off. All three of them just fell off. Like Matt, usually when he falls off, I get why he and his son would fall off. They're all sharing the same internet. But I'm not sure what happened to Dave. So I'm not sure why he's not on. But yeah. I guess while we're waiting for everybody else, I'll go through what I've been playing for the last week. Mostly 3 games total. I think I spent some time with PUBG, which is always a good time. Dave might be covering up the body in his yard. That is very possible. I also played Realm Royale on one of the streams, which I haven't picked up for a little bit, but I thoroughly enjoy, and was able to get 3 wins almost back to back to back, so that was kind of nice. And then I have been playing Magic Arena like mad crazy. And last night during the stream, I ended up putting together a deck that's taking me really far, so I'm super excited about that. And other than that, I've been watching Ultimate Beastmaster on Netflix. And we started season 3 of The Magicians on Netflix. And that's about all that I have had time to do. Wanted to do more. I still haven't seen a bunch of movies that I want to see. It's just been crazy busy so far. Yeah, can you get back in, Dave? I see you in the chat. Welcome to the chat. I don't know why you're gone. I can try inviting you again, but it shows you as offline. Let's see. No, I don't want to delete. No, just go away. Dave Bach. Nope, that's not what I want to do either. Nope. Dave Bach. Nope. I can't do anything further there. Hi, Ryan. How are you today? Hi there, Wicked Web Diva. Nice of you to join us. Good to see you in the chat. Dave, you should be able to rejoin the room. For friends, it just allows you to re-enter automatically. So hopefully that will be the case. While we're waiting for them, actually we can jump to the news so that we can spend more time on Game of the Year considerations. So we'll head over to twitter.com/Gamersledge, which is where all of our weekly news feed goes. So you can check in on that at any point in time. Deadly Class premiered today. I'm not sure what Deadly Class is. I'm refreshing everything and it's just a running rabbit. Weird. Mark, I have the Prime thing. What does it do for you? This Prime thing. So it actually counts as a subscription to the channel, and you get half of what people would normally get for a tier 1 sub. It's based on a comic. It's on Sci-Fi. Oh, nice. I'll have to check that out. I wonder if Rabbit went down. Because Rabbit does not... Well, I guess technically it can't be down because I'm still broadcasting on it. But they may be having network issues, perhaps? Because it's definitely not bringing up the Twitter. No, it is not. Yeah, I've really liked sci-fi shows lately. The interesting thing for me is that Magicians I would have never guessed was a sci-fi. The production value is so good. Yeah. It's not even bringing front page for me at all. Yeah, so how can I do this? Well, I guess what I could do is maybe patch in a Skype call. Let me see. If Rabbit's not working, we might be able to patch a Skype call in. No, it seems Rabbit's down. So restarting, I just restarted my computer, so that's definitely not it. And if I refresh, it causes a lot of problems here. So it doesn't look like their service is up and running. Let me just grab Skype and I can do this. Let me see if I can call. Video. Really? I have to have a video? Oh, that's a video message. How can I just do a call? Oh, there we go. Allow access. Let's see if we can get this to work. You just chat drunken insults at me? That may work. Do you have Skype, Dave? Matthew isn't online. Do you have Skype, Dave? Oh! Somebody's back in the room. Who is it? Who's this rascally rabbit down here in the bottom of the room? It's Dave! Yeah, don't forget to mute your Twitch chat because you're 15 seconds behind. It's Dave.
How's that?
That's perfect.
Okay, it works again.
Yeah, weird. They must have had maybe somebody was doing a DDoS attack to them. I still can't.
Yeah, we call that a blip in the industry.
Yeah, we call that Wednesday night in the industry. I think the number of times that this... You know, I was thinking about this the other day. There are very, very few podcasts that do what we do, where we're getting different people from different places to come together and try and put them in one call. It's almost always 4 people in the same room when they do a multi-person format. And we've had so many problems with this over the years. It's just crazy. Their site will not even let me go to Twitter. It's just everything's giving a server not found. We're having trouble finding that site. Which is crazy. Here, I'll show it. So, while we're waiting for Matt, Dave, what did you do last week?
Let's see, what did we do? Super Mario Wii U Switch. What are they calling that game?
Super Mario Bros? Or
something like that?
Or are you talking about
Super
Smash?
Mario? No. It's Super Mario. It was the one that came out on the Wii U that they're re-releasing for the Switch. It's like a classic, 2D style Mario. Has a bunch of stuff in it. Has a bunch of, Luigi in it and everything like that. And they re-released it for the Switch with all the extras apparently that came out with it and some bonus stuff. So that's been kind of fun.
Nice.
You know, scratches the old classic platforming itch, so we're good there. I started back up with Starlink because they, yeah. Well, they added a bunch of content to it a few weeks ago that I haven't played yet. So I started messing around with that, and I just really enjoy that game. I feel so dirty.
No, why?
Because it's one of those, it's a Toys to Life game. We were supposed to be beyond that kind of stuff.
No, we're not. They died too soon. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I suppose it did. But this one's really good. Like I love I love the look of everything. The gameplay is just like, it's nice and solid. It's a space shooter. Messing with all the weapons and stuff like that, leveling up ships, different configurations for stuff. What's not to like? I mean, it's just enjoyable.
Mr. J Nice, thank you for doing that. It's very nice of you. We appreciate that, and you are a rock star. Hey, welcome back. The gang's all here.
I thought you said it died on you too.
Well, except that I was still broadcasting, so therefore it couldn't have died on me.
Well, Rabbit died.
Yeah, but I was still in the room and still broadcasting, so I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't working. Trust me. Like if I tried to go to a site or anything in the virtual machine, it's like we can't find that site. In fact, it still wasn't working a second ago. So who knows?
Yeah. Well, I was just wondering how Dave got in here so fast because it just literally just started working.
It wasn't fast, man. I had to fill like 2 whole minutes talking. That was crazy.
Yeah, you talking nonstop. That's just unheard of.
Hey, East Coast internet. That's how I got in faster.
I will get you. You're perfect. Let's see. So, yeah, okay. Before we finish that, and before we go on to Matt and Mitchell, let's do this now. Spider-Man: Far From Home. Trailer reactions.
Where can the movie go right now?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's okay. It's good. I mean, I think it happens before the snapping. I really think it's a back in time thing. I don't think that... I was extremely surprised that they used one of Sam Jackson's remaining film contract obligations for that. Because I doubt it's going to be like a huge part. So... maybe they paid him extra.
We may have seen about 90% of his presence in the film there.
That's what I'm thinking. But still, overall...
Actually, wait a minute. Would this actually be under his contract for that?
It might not be. It might be extra. Because I would
argue
was the last one.
Yeah, see, I would argue that it's probably not under the same contract because it would be a Sony contract.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, that's not going to take up one of his numbers.
That's a really great point. I'm so used to thinking that they're all under one house now because of the acquisition that I totally forgot that Sony still owns the Spider-Man stuff. Yeah.
So this seems more like out of the goodness of his heart / however much money Sony's throwing at him.
Yeah, it's they pay him crazy money and he does crazy things.
Is it me or did they really amp the hell out of Mysterio? It looks like they gave him actual powers instead of just illusions.
Oh, yeah, he's got stuff going on.
We don't know, right? I mean...
yeah, maybe.
We don't know. I mean...
yeah, I mean, that would be a great swerve, but, I mean, it's still, very interesting. And I actually...
it wouldn't be the first time Mysterio's faked villains to make himself look like a hero, so...
yeah, he could be syndroming the whole thing.
Which would be awesome if that's the storyline they go for. I would be fully on board with that.
Yeah, he could be totally syndroming this whole thing.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
I believe it.
I didn't know he was going to play it. I'm 2 thumbs up
you
for
didn't?
that.
No, I had no idea either.
Really? How did you guys miss that?
I don't know, but I got really excited to see him.
I was like, this is going to be the first movie I'm excited to see Jake Gyllenhaal in a movie.
Well, the best thing is, this is like the total evolution of Bubble Boy, See? Mysterio with the bubble.
Yeah.
This is like a sequel to Bubble Boy.
Yeah.
Bubble Boy was him?
Bubble Boy was Jake Gyllenhaal, and the movie was really brilliant. You need to rewatch it.
Mr. J Nice, I'm the one that's traumatized now from Dave. I'm just saying. Okay, so yes, now that we got Spider-Man new trailer reaction out of the way, Mr. J Nice said he thought it was Brokeback Mountain Part 2, which, you never know. I wish I could quit you, Spider-Man. Matt, how about you?
How about me? What?
What have you been doing for the last week?
Oh,
last
that. Not a lot, really. I've been playing still Birth by Sleep. I'm still in my Ventus playthrough, which is the second of the 3 characters, so at least the order. I took it in the order they show up in the menu. So I'm fighting the need to hunt trophies because there are some in there that are just ridiculous, and when platinums are unattainable, then I generally stop caring about trophies. But it's a hard drive to avoid falling into. There's a lot of things. That is essentially 3 full games in one, and the fact that it came out on the PSP is ridiculous.
I am watching Dave disdain you. He's looking down his glasses at you as you talk about hunting trophies in this game. That is hilarious.
I'm avoiding hunting them, or trying to at least.
No, you don't. You never avoid that.
Yeah, well, I do. Well, okay. I don't go out of my way to get them if I'm not going on a run for it, and I'm not going on a run for this one. At least I don't think I am, unless something magically happens and a couple of trophies that look pretty much impossible decide to happen all of a sudden magically.
It's in your DNA. You have no choice. You may think you're not doing it, but you're doing it.
Okay, maybe. But if I'm going to get through all of these games ever, I'm going to have to not do that. So, did
you just run out of batteries?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I just totally ran out of juice there. See what else? Watched the Godzilla Part 3 of the anime trilogy movie series thing. That is some weird stuff, and I don't know that it was really good, but I watched it. Yeah,
like almost like borderline Neon Genesis Evangelion. Weird. Borderline.
Not quite that bad, but yeah, it was just weird, strange alien elf god things. I don't know.
Just watch it to understand. Or
elves is what you're saying.
Elves.
Yeah, elves and magic, lightning, space god, dragon,
and dwarves that aren't dwarfish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay then. And strange. Yeah, we won't go to there either. Yeah. So I watched that. Started season 2 of Marvel's Runaways on Hulu.
How is it? I only made it like halfway through season 1. Not because I didn't like it. It just kind of fell by the wayside in terms of time.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a slow start with episode 1. I don't know if it's going to stay that way or if it's going to pick up. It was a little bit. Okay, yeah, I remember who all these people are. Yeah, okay. All right. Okay, Nico, how do you keep your makeup like on your face doing all this crazy stuff that's going on, but whatever. Yeah. Raptors in grocery carts. That always works, to put a raptor in a grocery cart. Let's see. Anything else? I've been playing an unhealthy amount of Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
What's that?
There's another event up now, which means I'm grinding more characters.
What is that?
So
it's
D&D themed idle game. It's a
so
clicker.
It's like Titan,
it's a clicker.
Nice.
It's like
idle clicker.
Titan thing, but different.
Even I kicked my habit of those games. Which I'm really not even sure when or how that happened.
Well,
This
it's on the
man can't
PS4,
kick
and
habits.
it's on the PS4, which makes it a little more tolerable for some reason in my brain. And
Clicker on the PS4?
yeah,
Those
You
are
will just-
expensive controllers to break, dude.
well, you don't have
You
to.
don't have to.
I went all the way to level 50 on this last event without even barely touching anything. So it was like, yep, they're just keep it going. Oh, I got to level some people up. Oh, okay, there we go. Now we're fine again. Until you get to the boss. And that is, I have no idea how to beat that boss at the moment. So
It
that's
sounds like those. Remember that old Star Trek Next Gen episode where everybody was addicted to that game, but you didn't do anything? It was just like watching things happen.
Suck the discs into the wormholes. Yeah.
Yeah, we're there.
Pretty much.
I literally have seen my dad turn it on, and it will just, like on a weekend, he'll just turn it on. He'll just sit there staring at it, just watching it, and be like doing something with his computer. Then he'll look up and be like, press a button, go back to his computer, look up at it, go back down, and the rest of us will just be like, there, like, you're still playing this game.
You know what's next?
What?
Games
Watching
that play
people-
you.
Watching people to play games on YouTube. That's what you're going to be doing next.
So,
No.
so he's not even
No.
going to go to Twitch to do it. He's going to do it on the suboptimal one.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's hilarious.
he's
Let's
going to go. He's going to be watching like old, like NES playthroughs with people who actually did it on like the real hardware and stuff like that, because it's got to be like pure. Because he's going to have all kinds of rules for it.
Yes, rules are important.
Look, I'll be honest. I've watched some people play Commodore 64 games that way because I'm just like, oh, that's how you beat that game.
That game was beatable. Then the other thing I can think of that I've watched or played with recently. Oh, I did try Steep, and what was the other one, Mitchell? From the Plus games.
Oh, yeah.
Was it the weird lineup one or the other one?
The
No,
fantasy
the other one. No, not that one. There was Amplitude, which I played that a bit, and then
Fallen Legion?
no, not that one. I didn't play that one. It was the other one.
There was another one.
Yeah, there was another one.
What was it like?
I don't remember. If I remembered, then I would know what it was. I don't know. Whatever. I guess I could look at my trophy list, and see what's up there. But anyway, obviously it wasn't terribly impressive because I completely forgot what it is. And then Dag Nabbit. A Series of Unfortunate Events Season 3.
Oh, okay.
So if anybody and if anybody was put off by the visual style of Season 1, it gets less in Season 2, and it's almost not there in Season 3. It's much more and more subdued. I know it almost threw me off in Season 1. There's that really weird kind of almost like diorama-ish looking style of the first season. Everything looked very fake, but not. It was a stylized fake, not like watching a old 50s sci-fi show fake. So yeah, okay. I think I'm done now. Oh yes, and the teaser trailer for Ghostbusters 3, or whatever it's going to ultimately be.
Oh, I did not see that yet. I didn't even know that was out yet.
Yeah, that just dropped today.
We might have to watch that here momentarily. Mitchell!
Well, Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. I played some of that, and then told it to go die in a ditch.
That's pretty much everyone's experience with Chain of
So
Memories.
you like it?
No, it's painful.
In what way?
It's like let's say it this way. I was level 14 when I entered a world. I am now level 25 and I still can't progress because I need a specific item that I cannot get because RNG hates me.
Oh. Alright. That's fair.
RNG hates me.
Gods, not that. Oh my gods. The number of times you have just sat in that world and just hear that Mickey Mouse song playing over and over again.
Yeah, there's the one world in, well, because it is a PSP game, the music in Birth by Sleep loops a lot. And you spend a lot of time in Disney Town doing mini games and stuff, and you hear dun 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 about 3 quadrillion times.
Could be worse. She could be stuck on It's a Small World.
It's a small world after all.
Okay, all right. What else did you play, Mitchell? We gotta move this thing along.
I played Ys 8 again. I started that up again
Dear Lord.
because that game is amazing. I played some Smash Brothers Ultimate. I played some Valkyria Chronicles 4, some Mega Man 11, some Battle Chasers, and some of The World Ends With You.
Right.
Final Remix. And I watched Game of Thrones, and I've been playing Fire Emblem Heroes on my phone.
All right.
And Final Fantasy Opera Omnia.
And all the other games.
Yeah, you definitely
That
not.
should be about it.
Matt. Definitely not.
I leave so much stuff off when I'm doing my recaps. I'm just like, oh yeah.
All right, so do we want to try and burn through the news real quick and then do Game of the Year? Yeah, I think that's what we want to do. So burn. Well, at least we'll try to. If it doesn't work, then we'll just do Game of the Year, and maybe we'll not get to news. Let's see, Twitter.com/Gamersledge. Once again, is where you can go to see all of our news feed for the week between podcasts, because we put everything up there. Hey, it's working. Huzzah.
Sometimes twice.
Sometimes
Sorry.
thrice. Yes, it's a bit of a sore spot, but hey.
Hey, it's I don't think we did this week at
No.
all. Because you were very good about saying I just put this on social, so I saw that and then didn't do it. It's when we aren't communicating about it that
and there wasn't a ton of news, so it was pretty slow.
I don't know. I think we got to.
Did we? Yeah, well, maybe. I don't know. It felt slow.
We had a bit. All right.
No, there's no news.
There's olds. There we go.
Here we go. So yeah, this happened after the podcast last week. Bungie and Activision split ways as Bungie takes over the rights to Destiny. I actually can't see how this is anything but good for Destiny. We know Activision has been driving them to follow a model that they've not been happy with. Their product has generally not been good because of it, because of all these benchmarks that they've had to meet on certain dates. So I really hope this is a return to Bungie of old. I loved Bungie up through Halo, and I was super excited about Destiny, and after my 450 hours of playing Destiny, I was very angry at them, and I still am to this day. But I hope this is a return of Bungie of old, because I played and loved so many Bungie games, especially when they were on the Mac, like Marathon and several of their other strategy games. I love them. I hope they turn it around. Does anybody have a dissenting opinion about that? Uh-oh. Matt's fallen off the internet again, and so has Mitchell. I mean, I think it's in. Oh, and there goes Dave. Yay! Well, yay, rabbit. So I'll burn through the news while we wait for everybody to come back. PUBG was the #1 downloaded game for December, and it has been on the PlayStation 4. That is. Can I open this in a new window? Let's see. Yep, there we go. So for all of the month of December, there's a good amount of reporting out as to what the most popular things are. PlayerUnknown Battleground released in December and it was the number one most downloaded game. Call of Duty COD Blops 4 was number 2. GTA 5, number 3. Red Dead Redemption 2, number 4. I'm actually seeing this fall quite a bit. I'm wondering if that's going to signify a trend. Battlefield 5 also released not that long ago. It's at number 5. Mortal Kombat XL was on sale, so it had a lot of downloads in December. That's good. I'm glad to see that. Marvel Spider-Man, Mortal Kombat XL beating Marvel Spider-Man. That's pretty surprising to me. But yeah, and with Mortal Kombat 11, I think there's a lot of people wanting to go back and pick up the last installment and play through it before 11 pops in. I love PUBG. Yes, I know, Dave, it is happening again. That's why I'm continuing on with the news. Ryan, I love PUBG. In fact, PUBG, I've had a love affair with PUBG since it debuted on the PC. When it finally came to the PS4, I have a group of players that I play with on an almost daily basis. I will also tell you that I've been spending a lot of time in Realm Royale, which is a fantasy-based version of PUBG. And it's, to be honest, it controls a little better. It's got better mechanics, and it's free, so that's good. Dave's had the greatest love affair with PUBG. He loves online multiplayer games more than any other person I've ever met. Hit him up to play with him online because he always loves to play with anyone and everyone online. Realm Royale is not terrible, Bacon Guy. It's great. I really enjoy it. Sorry, not sorry. Says the guy who only plays FIFA. Oh, by the way, I forgot to put it on my list when I was recapping the week. I also played Elysium, the super realistic battle royale on PC. Really liked it, really enjoyed it, but had to play with mouse and keyboard. It's not my best. Dave agrees and says anyone that wants to play with him, he's more than happy to. And he does have a lot of hours logged on PUBG and other battle royales, so he'd be happy to play with you. I don't know if I'll be able to pull this up since Twitter's having such a hard time, but this was a thing that happened last week, and I was laughing my ass off about it, and I thought I would share it with everyone on the stream. Oh, it's down. Wah, wah, wah. I don't think there's... You know what? I totally can do this. Let me figure out how to. Let's do this, and then we'll do this, and then I'll go to my twitter.com/Gamersledge, and then I'll screenshot this. Add source, screen capture, window capture, Twitter. There we go. No. Welcome back, Dave. Because I just am assuming that's you.
Of course. What is happening?
I don't know what's happening with Fortnite. Justin's cracking me up in the chat. He's like, Dave taught me how to love again.
Yeah.
Alright. So, now if I move this here screen to the very back. Go on. Go. There we go. Oh, too far. There we go. Alright. So, I can't pull up Twitter on Rabbit because it's malfunctioning. I'm thinking they're getting hit with a DDoS, to be honest. Like somebody's hitting
Or maybe, as an alternate theory, I think we're just getting hit with a flood of traffic watching us tonight. So
that is true, actually, but still.
Yes. Because since I'm back as a regular, sort of.
Let's see. There was actually quite a bit of news over this last week. Here we go. All right. Click this link so that everybody can see it. Sir Patrick Stewart singing cowboy songs.
Lives and Times Records and Tapes proudly presents Sir Patrick Stewart.
Wait, can you hear that? You can't, can you?
Not at the moment.
Well,
Probably
I mean,
not.
when I was playing it, you can't. I didn't even think about that. Oh, but the stream should be able to. It's just you guys won't be able to. Better TTV? I don't know what that is, Bacon Guy.
Who the what now?
Yes, so the stream can hear it, but you can't. But that's okay.
Stewart's Cowboy Classics.
Keep rolling, 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 though the streams are swollen. Keep them doggies rolling, rawhide. Through rain and wind and weather, hell bent for leather.
That's just
wishing my gal was by my side.
I don't know who thought of this.
Did I start a bad thing about saying I don't play Fortnite?
Is England's premier cowboy singer, Sir Stewart now brings his music.
Why is he singing cowboy songs?
I don't know, but it's hilarious.
This happened recently?
Yes. And I don't know what it was for, or if it was just a comedy thing, or what, but
about being an American.
It's hilarious.
God, I love how he just does whatever he wants.
He does whatever he wants, and it's always amazing.
God, that show he did on Showtime, what was that one called? But that was amazing.
Yeah. So that's something that is a thing. Oh, welcome back, Matt.
Ha 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 ha!
Ha 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 ha!
Is whatever that is putting LSD on its tongue? What is going on there?
Where? What are you talking
I think
about?
it's looking at a map.
Is that? Oh, it's a map. Okay, it's a little dinosaur. Okay, I was trying to figure out what the heck that's supposed to be an image of.
What the
Why
hell
is
is
it
he
got,
talking
like, three
about, Dave?
That little blue squiggly bunch of lines on the screen.
Again, I asked, why does it have 3 eyes?
What?
Oh, okay.
Squiggly, what is he talking about?
We're seeing a thing that says, we're having trouble finding that site.
Oh.
It's saying it can't connect to Twitter.
Yes, that's the actual rabbit page. So I'll try and go back here. Okay. So yeah. So if you want to see Patrick Stewart singing country songs, long story short, check that out. Because it's amazing. Let's see. We did a top 10 PUBG tips for new players to live longer on PS4 video, which you can find in the news feed as well. Rockstar outlines how it plans to fix some of Red Dead Online's problems, like griefing, and the fact that there's nothing to do in Red Dead Online, really. So they did also, and we'll get to it a little bit, finally launched their Battle Royale version. That is really a thing in Red Dead Online, but I'm not really interested in that.
But what's 32 players?
Yeah, something along those lines. And I think it's only rifles or pistols or something like that. So that should be interesting. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which is something that I am super excited about. Only coming to the Switch, which
Yes. Thank you very much.
That is a weird choice.
No, it's not.
Why would you not put that on every system possible?
Because reasons
that are not business reasons. But
I heard a thing. I heard a thing today that somebody was hypothesizing. Well, okay, Sony gets Spider-Man, Nintendo gets Marvel Ultimate Alliance, so that means Xbox is going to get presumably X-Men because Xbox X-Men. And then the Avengers stuff will be multi-platform.
That sounds like dumb idea.
That sounds dumb.
Says Dave as he gloats over his exclusive game for the only system he wants because it's the only thing that doesn't have trophies or achievements.
The only
Yes.
the only thing that they still haven't clarified is it says local and online multiplayer. The game can be played offline or online with up to 4 players on a single screen or using multiple systems.
Right.
Is that the same as couch co-op when they say local, or does that mean that you have to have two
switches, 3 switches, 4
networked
switches
together? See, that's what I'm afraid it is.
It's sounding more like the way they did things on DS. Yeah.
Hold on a second. Can I show them something real quick? If
No.
you look where it says up to 4 players on a single screen or using multiple systems,
That doesn't clarify anything.
what are you talking about? Words matter.
Yes, they do.
On a single screen.
But that means
Wait, so you're saying
4 switches networked together to play on one screen.
No, that doesn't operate like that.
God, dude, are you serious? That is a logical leap.
How?
No,
It's Nintendo,
tech
though.
not work like that.
It is
Yeah,
Nintendo.
it is Nintendo.
Okay,
But tech not
so
work like
using that logic, so everybody would have to put their switches together to make one big screen. Then
No,
That's a thing.
Well, I mean,
That
yeah,
is
it is
not
a
a
thing,
thing.
but that is
It
not
is a
what I'm
thing.
saying at all. I mean, I'm saying that one switch would act as the host, which is being displayed on a TV screen, and the others would network in as, I don't know how else to say it, slave units or whatever you want to call them. That then they
as dude,
or using multiple systems. It still doesn't say that you can play couch co-op. It says local multiplayer, which most of the time local multiplayer means systems that are networked together locally.
Dude.
A Wi-Fi network.
Dude.
But it says offline, so it wouldn't be on an online network.
Dude.
Well, you can be on a local network without being online.
Thank you.
Is his point.
Thank you. Yes. That is...
Dude.
You know what? I think y'all are overthinking this and just need to
I
not
don't think
worry
I
about
am.
it.
There's no, because that actually makes a difference. If my wife can't
You're
play,
overcomplicating this, Mark.
Yeah, seriously, dude. Like a lot. I don't. You know something? There's this crazy thing. I was playing.
Okay.
Hold on a second. No, everybody, stop for a second. I'm going to drop some knowledge on people.
Drunk Dave
playing-
is rude, Dave.
I was playing Super Smash Brothers Ultimate on the Switch, and the system does this really crazy thing. You can hook up 4 controllers to one system, and everybody was looking on the screen.
There's a point here, Dave, though. It says screen for one and systems for the other, implying there's some sort of difference, but we don't know what that difference is.
exactly.
Yeah, and there's also the word "or" in there, or multiple systems. So you can use multiple systems, or it can be.
Honestly,
But that
players
doesn't
on one
eliminate
screen.
multiple systems from the first scenario either.
Right.
It
No,
just
it doesn't.
means
It's just
it should say
or.
single screens versus multiple
Things that happen
screens.
after the word "or" are different. Why are we having this argument? We're wasting
But it
time.
only says screen. It doesn't say system in the first
Because-
one. It just
because-
says screen, not system. That's the
This is
problem.
This is why everybody hates us.
If it said single system or multiple systems, then it would be clear.
Mr. J
It
Nice,
says 4 players on a single screen.
Mr. J Nice,
Right,
very
which is different than
adequately
a
points
single
out that Nintendo has done stupid stuff so much that who knows, they're not being clear in their copy. That's the point. If it said couch co-op instead of local, then that would clear it up for everybody. Because local multiplayer does not mean on the same system necessarily. It can mean multiple people on a local network contained. And there are many PS4 games that say local multiplayer, and that's exactly what they mean. It's not couch co-op, which is why I like your comment in chat, though. You don't have to side with Mark. He's not siding. He's articulating the concern that it lives within my heart. Because I really want this to do well and sell well, and I want it to have couch co-op so that my wife and I can play together.
I'm just saying, your leaps
Plus,
your logic leaps
what
are
it also-
very, very large right now.
I don't think they are. And on top of that, it doesn't say whether or not my wife and I can play couch co-op and I can play with you online. Not that you would do that, I get it. But still, it doesn't say whether I can do that or not.
I will say your chances are high because it's on the Switch, and it's a game I'm actually going to buy, and it's a game I actually like. Your chances are high on this.
Do I have to buy the multiplayer thingy in order to be able to play it with you?
Yes.
So,
I swear to God, dude, if you sit there and start complaining about $20 a year.
I'm just... Have they done voice over IP for this yet? Or voice? Do I have to use like an app on my phone? How's that?
Probably, because they're stupid.
That's my point!
Wait a minute.
That's the point I'm making!
So many circles.
But we're talking about the gameplay there, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why I like Nintendo's online thing. They don't want you talking to people.
Does make it hard to coordinate, though.
It's like playing online, but you don't actually have to interact with people. It is the best online the best online implementation.
All of Dave's arguments have been invalidated.
No, that is not true. It's the best online implementation I've seen because it pretty much tries to do everything it can to make it so it's not a social event.
Yeah, the more I hear you talk about this, the more I am now convinced you would love Magic the Gathering Arena. There is no interaction with the other people other than a set amount of emotes, and even those emotes are not like they're super generic. It's like nice, thinking, good game, hello.
I get that, but I've kicked my crack the Gathering habit a long time ago.
Okay, so Mr. J Nice posts in the chat, with another pair of Joy-Con controllers sold separately, 4 players can team up on one system. The drop-in, drop-out co-op possibilities let players create their own ultimate alliance at will. So, again, great, that confirms couch co-op, which I'm good with, but it doesn't confirm whether or not you can mix couch co-op with online play. And that's what I'm afraid they're not going to be able to do.
That's where Dave's "or" would seemingly come into play.
Correct, I agree with that, and that would be sad if my wife and I can't play with somebody else online who has the game. So, yeah, thank you, Mr. J Nice, because I had not seen that.
Good find.
What did I pull up?
This is why we need it.
Yes, so
To set Mark straight.
an analyst from IDC has come out and said that he fully expects the PS5 and next Xbox to be revealed at E3 2020, which I think is a big load of BS, because I would bet money that Microsoft is going to announce this year, because they do not want the same thing that happened last year, and they want to also do what they did with the Xbox 360, and that was announced earlier and launch earlier than the next PlayStation one.
Well, the good thing is that people that have rushed to announce and release their systems have always won every time they've done it.
I love you so
Except
much
for-
at times. Except for Microsoft,
except for-
every time they did it. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and that time that Sega did it, and that time that Nintendo... Yeah, okay, maybe that's not a good idea.
Yeah, I
wait.
agree. But I don't think they're going to. Is my
So go ahead, Xbox, release it early. We don't.
I want them to succeed because competition is good, and
They should. I thought, haven't they been... I mean, it's the next generation should be theirs, right? Just by the way they're going. They've been flip-flopping every one.
no, they haven't.
I thought the 360 did better than the
Nope. It
than
started
the PS3.
It started out better, and then PS3 eventually overtook it.
Oh, did it overtake it at the end?
At the very end, yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Yep.
I thought it still. I thought
But
the
360 did dominate the majority of the generation, so it's generally considered that they won the generation, even though at the end they fell behind.
Huh. I never knew they fell off at the end like that.
Fell right off the wagon.
Mr. J Nice is continuing to post stuff. A series first that offers a more immersive way to play single player or multiplayer on up to 4 systems. Play online, offline via local wireless, or simply pass a Joy-Con controller to a friend so they can join your team. That still doesn't say online and couch co-op, so I'm still not sure about that. We'll find out soon enough. But yeah, I think Microsoft is going to announce first and release first because they want to get ahead of the curve. But I agree that it's probably not a good idea for them to do. But we'll see.
God, we got to be at a point where it's just like it's got to be rough for them right now because I mean,
they've sold half as many units as the PlayStation 4. They're sitting at 40 million. PlayStation sitting at like 96 million right now. Units sold, which is crazy.
I like how that's considered a failure.
Well, it's not, but it's not the success that they were hoping for.
I get that.
So yeah, I think they announced today, and I don't think I put it in the newsfeed. They announced they're going all in on the Netflix of games, trying to make a new streaming service for games. And we'll talk about that with the PS5 in a little bit also. This is probably like my favorite image of the last week. It is using the MCU magic people to describe D&D magic user differences. So you have Doctor Strange as a wizard, Scarlet Witch as a sorcerer, Loki as a warlock, and friggin' Ant-Man as the bard, which is hilarious because that's true. It's totally true. But
I do love how the original one was how, like, you know, who should be like saving the MCU, you know, who was powerful enough to do it and everything, that kind of stuff. And it was just like at the end, it was like, who's really going to do it? It's Ant-Man.
Yeah, pretty much. Mortal Kombat 11 is having a release reveal event that's coming this week, January 17th, which will be tomorrow at 10:30 a.m., I believe. 11 a.m., something like that. So I'll definitely be watching tomorrow, and we can report on it next week. Interesting stuff also in the newsfeed. It looks like Ronda Rousey from MMA and now WWE may be doing the voice for Sonya Blade. And I think there's going to be more than just them, because people like Cody Rhodes and Sonya Deville have also received special invites to the event, which is weird in my mind, unless they were involved somehow. So I'll be interested to see how what's going on there. But that's happening tomorrow morning, so we'll report on that. The Dead or Alive 6 beta was happening last week. We learned that Sekiro Shadows Die Twice will not have multiplayer, which I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bummed out about, because I will play the game and it will be fun, but I did very much enjoy Dark Souls multiplayer. It was kind of that quasi multiplayer, like you couldn't actually interact with anyone other than doing some emotes, and there was no drawback to doing multiplayer if it didn't work out well for you. But I don't know. Are you excited for this game, Dave? Matt?
Sorry.
No, I'm intrigued to see. I don't know if we have it in there or not, but this is Game Informer's latest cover story. So there's been some extra coverage on it so far recently, but it's interesting. It's interesting hearing the differences from the Souls games and from Bloodborne that this one has. But yeah, it's not enough to draw me in.
I love Dark Souls, and I'm really kind of interested in this kind of take on the genre, and the fact that you can use death as a as a mechanic in the game is interesting to me. And you've got a little bit more mobility with the grappling hook / spear, whatever you want to call it. I'm interested. I'm very interested. I think it'll be fun. But Dave, you're not interested in any way at all?
Yeah, it's just not happening. It's just not a genre I'm interested in. Yeah, sorry.
No, that's fine. What about
No, I feel bad. I feel bad because I know everybody likes them so much, but I just like I'm looking at the video of it, and I just like I can't. There's no enjoyment in there at all for me. Like,
although
none.
if you were going to do one, this would be the one to do because there's only one weapon and only one class. So
right. That's
half of the insanity of screwing up your build from the other ones is not here.
That I understand. It's you press forward and have a kill button. I get that. It's closer to what I would play, but I just it just doesn't excite me.
It does strike me as kind of like I could have seen Onimusha evolving into this. It didn't, but because it's actually was started out as a Tenchu game, but I could have seen that evolution.
THQ Nordic,
who owns everything,
which is amazing. I mean, I said they're Katamari Damacy gaming IPs, and nobody seems to be paying them much attention. I think they
have 50 games in development.
I know.
50.
I think they're getting really close to being the size that THQ was before it filed for bankruptcy and got split up. I mean, these guys have just been acquiring everything that they can. It's crazy. But they just acquired Outcast, and I fully expect them to do something with it, like a 30th anniversary release, something along those lines. Dragon Age 4 looks like it's going to have a multiplayer mode. Now, Matt, did you play Dragon Age 4?
You mean Inquisition?
I'm sorry. Yes, thank you.
No, I didn't. I bought it, and then I started it the night I got it, and then I never went back.
Right then.
So it's sitting on the shelf waiting for me to get around to it.
So they have a multiplayer, and it's a good multiplayer mode, but it doesn't affect the main story in any way, shape, or form. In fact, the characters are completely separate from the main game, which, I mean, you can only use templated characters, if that makes sense. So they have a rogue at level 1, or this type of thing, and you have to unlock those classes by playing through the game over and over again, and that gets you a new class to play, and grind some more and grind some more. That was not the multiplayer experience I was hoping for or expecting. I actually hope they do something now. Like, I don't mind if it's a separate thing from the main story, single player version of the game, but I would like it if the stuff that I did in there somehow had an influence in my single player game's world. That's something I would like to see them do, so that it's not just a throwaway thing. But something infinitely replayable is fine by me. A little less grindy would be great. But do you think you'll get Dragon Age 4 when it comes out? Or you just think that little snippet was enough to... I know Dave's not going to. Of course not.
Yeah, I don't have time for something like that right now.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see what the timing on it is and everything.
Let's see... Best-selling PS4 games of 2018 on PlayStation 4. The number one selling game on the PS4.
And in all of history in the universe.
COD Blops 4. Come on, guys. I mean, I get that they're reinventing Call of Duty and it's still tweaking over time and iterations. And I don't want anything to happen to the nice people at the dev studios that make it, but in a world where we have so much diversity, why is Call of Duty still number one? I don't get it.
Because
people like them some first-person shooters still.
Because all the popular kids play video games now, and they all play that kind of game.
Red Dead Redemption 2 was the second highest seller of the year, which is crazy because it was only out for half a month before the end of the year. A month.
I'm surprised it beat Spider-Man.
Yeah, I am surprised it beat Spider-Man as well.
That's a little upsetting, actually.
God of War did extremely well, landing at number 4. Grand Theft Auto 5, which is now a 6-year-old game, was number 5 on the list. Rockstar is just printing money.
Are they are people fans of this game under the impression that they have to buy a new copy every month or something?
No,
maybe they've worn them out.
So yeah, that's rounds out the top 5 crazily. There you go, FIFA 19 for you, Bacon Guy. Although you said it's dead already. Let's see.
It is nice to see 2 exclusive make the top 5, though.
That is very nice. Joe Manganiello's Dungeons and Dragons characters is being written into Dungeons and Dragons canon. And what's interesting to me is if you ever watch any Let's Plays with his character is not like most other people's characters. He is a sincerely effed up bad guy. Like, his character is in no way, shape, or form redeemable, good, anything like of the kind. He generally tries to kill all the other players in groups that he's in. And it's amazing. So I actually am super excited. He's called Arkan the Cruel. He's a red dragonborn anti-paladin dedicated to the evil dragon god Tiamat. Which you don't see that very, very often in many player games. So kudos for being now a famous foil being written into canon. So that's kind of cool. This isn't like... It's not really like news, but it was something I found out during the week that I did not know. And there's a couple really scary sounds in Dead Space, the original Dead Space. And it turned out one of those scary sounds that I noticed in a hallway is actually the Bart. Somebody...
Which does not surprise me in the least. That thing is terrifying.
It is terrifying sounding, so yes. But that's hilarious to me that I kind of wondered if that was the case, and sure enough it was. Verizon
I always love when that stuff happens. Like, I remember I was like painting my old house before I was selling it. I was like all alone in the house, and all of a sudden I heard a predator. And that's when I found out that the predator noise was actually a, like, you know, kind of like processed slightly, not much, of a woodpecker. So because my house was empty and I was like hearing it from like the woods outside, I was getting this weird echoey reverb, which was kind of mimicking how they did it for the movie. And I'm like looking around the room, and I'm like, I'm dead.
Waiting for 3 red dots to hit you.
Yeah. And I'm like, this is oddly creepy, because like my brain's going, this doesn't make any sense. But like my brain is also going, no, that's a predator, dude. You're gonna die. And then I looked it up, and I was like, oh, yeah, it's a woodpecker. That's great.
Verizon is testing its own Netflix-style cloud gaming service. So... there's another person throwing their hat in. From what I was reading, it's really crappy right now. Like, it's really bad. And they're only doing it on NVIDIA Shield stuff.
Nice.
So, yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Anthem is like putting out videos and stuff every day. So I'm just going to try and round all the stuff up at once. They first reiterated that there will not be loot boxes, as people have really... they did say there will be cosmetics for sale, which makes sense. And I'm still saying if they don't negotiate some kind of deal with Marvel for the rights to put Iron Man suits on these damn things, they are insane and losing a ton of money, because they fit various marked versions of the suit. And it is Iron Man the game. They also came out and said that they will have matchmaking for everything, which I completely knew but could not say because of NDAs. And since they have now publicly acknowledged it, I can say yes. Even if you just want to do free roam, they have matchmaking for it. You don't have to do it, but you can if you want to. So that's kind of nice. So, Dave, I know you've been shying away from the thought of Anthem because it has any kind of multiplayer associated with it. You can play the game solo. I believe they have said there are a couple boss fights where it would be next to impossible at the end of the game, but most of the game you should be able to solo yourself if you wanted to. So I don't know if that changes your outlook on it or not.
Possibly. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what's going on when it comes out.
Because I'm telling you, this game is ridiculously fun.
If everything comes out and it's completely legit, I might actually pick it up.
You can always play solo as long as you shoot first.
Nice.
No.
Again, he only shot, not shot first.
Semantics.
He was the only one that
It's
shot.
correct either way.
Just a reminder that with all the Anthem buzz, Division 2 comes out just before my birthday on March 15th, and they announced their private... I got into a discussion about this. They're trying so much marketing spin these days on these betas, because that's what it is. It's freaking open beta, right? But because they are now limiting it so that you have to have done a pre-order, instead of calling it a beta in which you have to pre-order, it is now a private demo. A private demo that you only get access to by pre-ordering. So that it's like, I'm totally elite hacksaws because I bought this thing and now I get to go to this exclusive private demo, which is really a beta for anybody who pre-ordered the game.
It is brilliant.
It's kind of brilliant, but I also feel really bad. So there's both sides.
Oh, you should. You should definitely feel bad.
Well, I know. You're just saying in general. I get it, but still. We did a bunch of streams. Yay! So Rocket League has become the second game to enter the PlayStation Crossplay beta, making it crossplay across all platforms, as Matt reported. It is about time. Hopefully, they'll all go that way. I don't know. Is there anything more to say about that, Matt?
Not really.
Michelle Yeoh is getting her own Star Trek spin-off, and I am super mixed about it because it is indeed following an organization that I absolutely love in Trek lore, called oh my god, 31 Agency 31. No, my brain stopped working. Anyways, they're the ones that go outside the rules of the Federation to get stuff done. And she is actually playing a mirror version of herself that's been trapped in the normal universe, who is going to then basically be on the lead ship and the captain of the main vessel of this group, Agency 31. It could be good, but one of the things I really like about Trek is the fact that it's not dark. It is hopeful. So I'm not sure, can you keep Trek if you disavow Trek? That's what I'm worried about.
Trek needs more grimdark. I mean, it
really doesn't.
It worked for DC movies.
And Titans, apparently.
Actually, it did work for Titans. I hate that. It's not bad. There was a lot more funny in it than I expected, so that's good.
Some random streamer was streaming Fortnite the other day, and somebody gave him a $75,000 donation. That was real. So if you would like to repeat that, we're twitch.tv/Gamersledge. Please feel free to. This is probably one of the craziest things I have heard about in a long time. So, in Red Dead Redemption 2, they make reference to the Pinkertons, which was a real organization back at the turn of the century in 1899. It was not Mr. Beast, by the way. I fully went in watching the video to expect it to be Mr. Beast. And if you're not familiar with Mr. Beast, he's a YouTuber who gets sponsorships for his for his YouTube videos, and they give him like $50,000 to $75,000, and he just goes and does these huge lump sum donations on different streamers. He like gives $12,000 to this guy, $13,000 to this girl, and makes them do stupid stuff for his content. That's actually pretty entertaining, and so he's known for this. But it was not Mr. Beast. This was just one streamer donating to another because he knew the second one was on financial hard times, I guess. So, but yeah, the Pinkertons were a real organization that kept the peace back around the 1899s. They still exist today. They are a subdivision of another company that eventually bought them out. But what was crazy here is that I didn't even know the Pinkertons still existed. Apparently they do. And now they're suing Rockstar because they're claiming that people think that the Pinkertons made Red Dead Redemption 2, and therefore they should get a cut of the money, of the profits.
Nice.
And Rockstar is countersuing them, saying, y'all are idiots, we're out.
Well, this actually, I didn't tell you about this, but I wore a cowboy hat the other week, so I'm suing them.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I wore a cowboy hat the other week.
Red Dead's quote, Rockstar's quote, which I think is one of the most common sense quotes I've ever heard. Where did they put it here? It's towards it. Here you go. Rockstar says, historical fiction, television, movies, plays, books, and games would suffer greatly if trademark claims like Pinkerton's could even possibly succeed. Pinkerton cannot use trademark law to own the past.
Ooh.
I think that's a super good quote, actually.
They have a good lawyer.
Yeah, they have a real good lawyer.
Like, their lawyer's
This
so
isn't
good.
their first rodeo.
Yeah, their lawyer's so good. That actually made sense to non-lawyers.
Yeah.
That's when you know they're paying the big money.
So GameStop looks like it's finally being bought out, which is good because they're losing money left and right. They don't have a business model that works anymore.
That's my fault. I've bought a couple games digital only recently.
So here's the thing. I have purchased physical copy games at GameStop for probably the past entire lifetime until about a year and a half ago. And I was going to the store in Dublin where I was living at the time and still getting games on release day. And then something said, you know what? I don't want to. And I started buying digital ever since then. And even since I moved into San Francisco proper, there's one GameStop that's by my office. No. I just buy it all digitally. I have already embraced this dystopian future. So I can't be the only one, I think. I know plenty of people still buy discs, but yeah, it looks like they lost $489 million last year. Yeah, 488 million last year. Looks like they're being bought out by either Sycamore Partners or Apollo Global Management, which who knows how that will affect their policies. They might. It'll be interesting to see, that's for sure. And how they might evolve their business. I really thought they were going to get into publishing. I guess they didn't get as big a return on their underwater adventure game as they... It was a good game. Yeah, it's a good game.
Yeah, but if they were thinking they were going to scorch the earth with that, as far as, profits go, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, they had a great developer, great everything, and it was a fantastic game. I played the hell out of it. But, it's not a game that's going to, get everybody playing and everybody talking about it. It was just a good, solid game.
Yeah.
They need to, have something that's, going to really blow up.
Well, I mean, they
that.
did push people to pre-order that when it was in its lead up. Like normally how they push people to buy PGPs, which are the disc protection things, or any of that stuff. They actually were actively asking people, hey, would you like to pre-order a copy of Insomniac's, whatever the name of that game was, Song of the Deep?
Song of the Deep.
Yeah, and every person said the same thing to the disc protection. No thanks, I'm good. So I'm thinking they were overestimating the amount of pre-orders that they could generate with their own staff for a game that they helped publish, but I think they were woefully mistaken, and they didn't make that much money on it. Turns out if you pre-order Mortal Kombat 11, you can get into the beta, which is most likely mid-March or early April. Man, that mid-March, early April timeframe is going to be crowded this year. What was that list you gave, Matt, of all the stuff that was launching?
Oh Lord, I don't know, but that was less than half of everything that's coming out in that time period.
Yeah, it's this year is nuts. Microsoft has removed the Carlton dance and floss dances from Forza Horizon 4 because they're currently in the center of a lawsuit with Fortnite. And if you hadn't seen that, what's the name of the kid with the dance?
Backpack Kid.
Backpack Kid's mom has now sued Fortnite as Epic Games as well, adding to their list of legal dancing woes.
Did that kid invent that dance?
Yes, he blew up and went viral with that dance. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, because I mean I know he showed up on it was a Katy Perry performance.
Mm-hmm.
A long time ago. With that, I didn't realize the kid actually was the one that developed the dance. I thought he was just kind of like the dancer.
Nope, he's the one that blew up and went viral with it.
Well, good for him.
Now the problem is I don't think they ever copyrighted it, so I don't know.
Oh, he's screwed, but good for him anyway for trying.
So the Final Fantasy VII remake.
This is hilarious, by the way. When I read this, I laughed out loud.
Describe the challenges caused by the game's action makeover, which is the first time that they did actually confirm that it is going to be an action RPG and not a turn-based RPG, which is the last thing I wanted to see. I wanted them to update the graphics, update the CGI, but I still wanted it to be actual Final Fantasy VII and not Final Fantasy 15-7.
Yeah, well, you're a dinosaur, apparently.
I am a dinosaur, and I'm not getting what I want, which tells me once again that Square Enix does not understand their fans at all.
But I'm pretty sure everybody wanted that.
You think everybody wanted what?
I think everybody wanted it to be the original game, but just look nicer.
Yeah. So why wouldn't they do that? How hard is it?
Because Square is silly.
Because Square is like Nintendo.
Because Square hates money. I get it. I've said this
for
how many years?
No. They love money. They hate gamers. There's a difference.
I mean, no, Konami hates gamers. They just don't understand gamers, maybe? I don't know what they're doing.
No, Konami was just like, they just buckled under their own pressure. They were just like, we can't do this anymore.
Oh no, Konami actively hates gamers and developers. That's why they
Nintendo was like, oh, you guys want, oh yeah, you want like Earthbound, Mother 3? Okay, yeah, we're never going to do that for you. Here, you can play them in Smash. We'll let you do that. We'll tease you. We'll let you know that we know the game exists still.
Friggin' Lucas.
I'm actually fine with this. I'm an outlier. If I want to play Final Fantasy VII, there's like 4,682 options to do it.
They're hard,
but they're all ugly.
No, the newest one.
The one on PS4 is not ugly.
And
it's ugly.
The ×2 walking around and stuff is not bad. Like that all stuff is pretty good. But I want
a Wild Arms collection, and that's never going to happen either.
Yeah, but it's not like they announce, "Hey Matt, You know that Wild Arms collection that you want? We're doing it. And then it goes for, 3-4 years with no further word on it. And then they come back out and say, oh, by the way, we're turning it into an action RPG.
Or worse, a shooter.
Yeah, or worse, a shooter. You'd be pissed.
If they did it well, like if they did it like Ys, I'd be fine with that.
You know,
Okay, if they do like a Final Fantasy VII Ys game, I'm on board with that. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
If they do it like Final Fantasy 15 style, that's less awesome. But if it's like Ys style, where I can switch between my characters, and I have actually like a decent modicum of control, that's that.
Oh
that
yeah,
I'm all
decent
for.
modicum of control. Yeah, don't hold your breath on that one.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. I don't want that. I don't want it. All right. Anyways, let's move on.
I think you were okay up until you said I wanted to control well, and then you're just like, nah, wrong company, dude.
EA canceled their open world Star Wars game. This is the same one we got the single screenshot for 3 years ago? Just before E3 2 years ago. They've been through 3 studios, 3 dev teams, and today it was disbanded. I feel so bad for every dev that was been involved in that. How frustrating must it have been to spend years of your life working on something just to have it never see the light of day?
Oof! Wow, that statement hit a little close to home with my life, dude.
I've been working on this for 43 years, and nothing's ever gonna see the light of day.
Yeah, seriously, let's dial that back a little bit. But seriously, an open world Star Wars game, it seems like such a slam dunk. I don't understand what the issues are here. Just
developers don't like money. They like money, but they just like money that they can get from people who are willing to pay for microtransactions and loot boxes.
Yeah, that's really what the
daily meetings for this game were like, making a good game's hard.
No. It's making a single player game without loot boxes is hard.
We don't want to do this anymore.
If we can't make millions of dollars in the first 2 weeks, we don't want to do it. So yeah, they basically said that it was a linear action adventure originally. Then once they fired Amy Hennig and brought on the second studio, which was EA Vancouver, they rebooted the entire thing, and it was called Orca. And then they moved it from EA Vancouver to Motive, which had been led by Jade Raymond, from Assassin's Creed. And then they fired Jade Raymond, or she left, however you want to call it, and installed a new person. And then they worked on it, and then they finally pulled the plug on it. They said it was codenamed Orca. Very early in development, would involve playing as a scoundrel or bounty hunter who could explore various open-world planets and work with different factions across the Star Wars universe. Seems pretty straightforward to me.
Yeah, it's all great. Fire everybody, take the license away, give it to Naughty Dog. Problem solved.
I can't believe Iger hasn't murdered somebody at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not known for his subtlety.
No. So that's it. Let's get to game of the year. We don't have much time left. That's amazing.
No.
But that's okay. We've got this. So let's start with the bottom of the list.
Smash wins.
No, it does not. So we added a couple new categories this year. We'll start with the non-vote ones, and that was most fun. This was not a voting one. This was one where every editor got to say what their most fun game of the year was, and why. And so, Matt, do you have yours up, or do you want me to read it?
I can get there quick, I think. Hold on.
Same with you, Dave. Do you have yours, or do you want me to read it?
Nah, you better go ahead with that, dude.
All right, so I'll do Dave's while Matt's looking his up. So Dave said his most fun game of the year was Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. I reluctantly went into Pokemon Let's Go Eevee thinking it'd be a failed experiment, dumbing down the Pokemon formula, for the mobile crowd, but no, it was actually a step in the great direction, and I hope the next proper game incorporates the same gameplay. The Pokeball Plus was a fantastic addition to get you into the game, and the nostalgia romp through a familiar story with all the new gameplay tweaks was perfection. It was way more fun than it should have been, harvesting Jigglypuff to make a shiny Super Puff Death Machine and feed other Jigglypuffs to it, Soylent Green style, to slay any who dared challenge me. Pokemon is back in a big way. I added the part about Soylent Green, I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, it's true.
Yeah, it is true. Do you have yours, Matt?
Yep.
So what was your most
Spider-Man, well, I have a statue right there, was my most fun experience of 2018. While I love God of War and was constantly impressed by it, the amazing job Insomniac did of creating a spectacular world and tone for Spider-Man was unmatched. Then they assembled the Ultimate Cast, headlined by the sensational Yuri Lowenthal, who was able to establish a new voice of in my head, which had previously been 90s with Christopher, or what's his name, from the 90s cartoon. The combat was intuitive, yet took some time to master. I was not expecting to die in the tutorial level, as a troop of you and basic enemies could take you down. The gadgets felt true to the world and created a web of options for taking down baddies as the game progressed. I'm looking forward to the next. Have you not seen what I did in this entire thing?
I know, but that one was just really. I like that.
It took some work to get a web of reference in there. That was the hardest one.
I like that one.
Anyone who doesn't know, I worked in pretty much all of the major adjectives from Spider-Man comic titles into this little write-up, which is why I'm reading it verbatim. Web of options for taking down baddies as the game progressed. Looking forward to the next iteration that has unlimited potential and almost guaranteed team-ups. So work those two in there too.
Nice.
Was there Golden Oldie in there?
No, didn't get that far.
You should have said that it had throwbacks to Golden Oldies. That would have been perfect.
It did. It does. It did. Yeah, that would.
So I'm going to quickly read Turo's because he sent me his at 5:42 p.m., which is why we don't have cool video segments or anything, because I have editors who do that. Just saying. And surprisingly, one of them is not Dave this year, although he did just get it to me the other day. Let's see. His favorite, most fun of 2018, Red Dead Redemption 2. Chasing a horse with a tied-up maiden on it with no rider killed him. Through a tunnel just for the horse to get hit by the train as we exited the tunnel. Maiden survived. We tried to save her just for her to run away and get attacked by a mountain lion. That was a 30-minute endeavor, and he makes a lot of smiley faces afterwards. There are a lot of weird things in that game.
And see, that is the reason I get no motivation to play that game. That just sounds like an exercise in frustration.
Yeah, but that gives me more reason to want to play the game. Because I actually, remember that game Watch Dogs?
Yes.
I spent an hour in that game, literally. It was exactly 58 minutes and some odd seconds, chasing someone down so I can get a screenshot because they're little. Remember, you can get bios of people, and it was just their thing was they had a really crappy job, really low pay, and they had herpes, and I just thought that was the funniest thing. And chasing them down to actually get that screenshot involved me totally just being a stalker, and then they started running away from me and just trying to get everything. It took an hour of me chasing this poor person with a crappy job, a crappy life, and herpes, just to get the screenshot I wanted so I can just post a funny thing. I'm haha, look at this in the game. So I get it. That's the whole reason I want to play Red Dead.
Lexi also mirrored Red Dead Redemption as her most fun of the game of the year. It's the game that I had the most fun with. The graphics were amazing. There's so much to do in the game, and I love how the setting is like a Western movie. And Mitchell, how about you?
That's kind of a hard one, but seeing as I've had the game only for like a little while, I'll probably have to go with Valkyria Chronicles 4, because I just love the characters in that game. Valkyria Chronicles has always done well with its characters, but I mean, this cast is really lively for this one, which is kind of funny given that it's actually like the actual like strict military part of the world. And the gameplay is phenomenal as it was in the previous installments. So improvements all around.
We have some other ones that we'll post on the site: Best of Pen and Paper, Guilty Pleasure, Most Fun, and Most Enjoyed board game. The only real consensus came from the board game, because there were several folks who had played those games and that we were talking about. 5 Minute Dungeon, which is this game right here, is actually one of the one that most people... Let's do it again. I gotta hold it with both hands.
It doesn't exist in reality, but you can play it too.
And now it's made me stop. There we go. No.
And now your head's gone, so that's even better.
There we go.
Wow.
I got it.
Yeah.
5 Minute Dungeon.
It thinks it's part of your head.
And then instant transmission away. There it goes. All right. So yeah, that was the board game one. We'll put those up on the website. Let's start with Best Open World Game. This year's Best Open World Game goes to Marvel Spider-Man. The runners-up were Red Dead Redemption 2, God of War, and Monster Hunter World. It was actually really close for this one. Like 1 vote close. Best Rhythm Game of the Year was Beat Saber, which came out on PS VR this year.
Is that because you voted for it 4 times?
I only voted for it once, actually. Best story-based game. Anybody have any speculation?
Red Dead.
Spider-Man.
God of War.
That's exactly why I asked the question, because that's pretty much that's very close how the spread went. Spider-Man was the winner by a couple. Red Dead Redemption 2 was runner-up. God of War and Octopath Traveler actually made the list as well, so that's pretty good.
Rightfully so.
Best Fighter. I know what Dave's answer is.
Smash.
It should be Smash, and he does weird math with it.
I don't do weird math. It's called counting. The winner is Dragon Ball Fighters. But
you see, it should be weighted by how many first place ones are for that.
It is.
Yeah, so you done messed up the math.
I didn't mess up the math. The runners-up were Soul Calibur 6, which still had more votes than Super Smash, and then Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
But Soul Calibur was like number 2 on everybody's list. Yeah, see, I don't think you mathed that right.
No, I mathed it just fine.
Dave wants an audit.
Yeah, that's fine. He can have it because you can still count. Best puzzle / card game /
strategy. You like really like. This is the. Hold on a second. This is like the Golden Globes shenanigans category this year, where it's just like, oh, yeah, that's a comedy. Sure.
I think you'll be happy with the winner.
I better be.
It's Tetris Effect.
It has to be. If it wasn't.
Runners-up were all tied. Beyond that. Magic Arena, Gwent, and Valkyria Chronicles 4 all had the same number of votes. Captain Toad also made the list, but with fewer votes than any of them.
That's just a pity vote on that one.
Captain
However,
Tracker, yeah.
However, there was a re-release of Lumines that was fantastic that should have been on everybody's list.
It was not. It was only on your list, actually.
Yeah, because people are insane.
Best action platformer. This one came down to just one vote. It was actually tied between an action game and a platforming game.
Nice.
So, God of War took the best action platformer this year. The runner-up with one vote less was Celeste, which was a very popular game that came out of nowhere, platformer. A Way Out and Hollow Knight and Just Cause 4 were the runners-up. So kind of all across the board for that particular category. Best shooter? Anybody got ideas?
Curve of Dirter.
Ikaruga?
It was not.
Todd?
It was not Call of Duty, actually. PUBG. PUBG was...
So in other words, you were the only vote.
I wasn't the only vote, actually. There were 1, 2, 3, 4 votes for PUBG.
Oh, wow.
Battlefield 5 and Realm Royale were the two runners-up.
I actually picked real shooters. This should have been the first-person shooter category because that's clearly what he wanted.
No, I mean, I think Starlink Battle for Atlas is a valid choice. You're just, again, the only person that put it on your list. All right, so...
But that's why we make a good mix, because we all play different styles of games.
Exactly. Now, this is the one that I want to throw to you guys. Best RPG of the year for 2018. Because there were a lot of different RPGs that came out this year. Dave?
Did we, I don't know, Pokemon might have run away with it. I could see that one winning.
Matt?
I'm gonna guess Dragon Quest XI.
Mitchell?
I gotta say, I'm thinking it's all across the board. I don't really gotta guess.
Can't do that.
Wow, he pulled a me.
Yeah, he totally pulled a you. You can't do that, Mitchell. You gotta pick something.
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Fine, I'll pick my choice. I guess I'll go with Valkyria Chronicles 4, even though I know I'm probably the only one who voted for it.
You're the only one who voted for it, so yeah, that's not it. The winner by one vote this year, Octopath Traveler, is the best
almost
RPG
did that.
of 2018.
Makes sense.
Divinity Original 2 Enhanced Edition had 4 votes underneath that. Pokemon Let's Go and Dragon Quest XI were tied under that as well.
Oh, wow.
And that brings us into...
I thought Pokemon might have had the edge with the whole nostalgia thing behind it.
Yeah, but there are only a limited number of editors who actually have a Switch. So you're kind of... I think you're kind of behind the 8 ball already with that right out the gate.
Wow.
That brings us to Game of the Year. And this one was only decided by rankings because it was tied for first, but the number of number one rankings, well, not just number one, but where they fell in all of them, actually doing the analysis is what tied the break. But Dave, what do you think?
I'm going to have to go with Spider-Man.
Matt?
I'm gonna go out on a bridge link here because we haven't heard this one win anything yet. I'm gonna say God of War.
Mitchell?
I'm gonna guess Spider-Man.
So, in order from least to the actual winner, Tetris Effect.
Nice.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Uh-oh.
And tied with the most votes, God of War and Spider-Man. Split by rankings, Marvel Spider-Man. is Gamersledge 2018 Game of the Year. But it was real close. It was real close. So that is our Game of the Year, which it is a phenomenal game, an amazing game, a spectacular game. Does whatever a spider ham can.
It's a web of game.
It's a web of games.
That's
It's a spectacular game.
There are some golden oldies.
You might say it's
in that
the ultimate game.
Or perhaps an amazing game.
What if it was a Game of the Year?
But
It
does
was
it
even a month.
does it cost $20.99?
Well, that was really forced. That was bad.
Did it cost $20.99?
You should
That's
feel
what
bad.
I said. Did it cost $20.99? That was my question.
Oh, I thought you said did it cause?
No, did it cost $20.99?
Cost. Okay, that makes more sense.
Okay, yeah. I actually heard cause too, and I'm like, that was
Same.
No, cost.
What?
Did it cost
I didn't
$20.99?
Enunciate, man.
Sorry.
Look, man.
So
That
yeah.
glass is a whiskey, and I'm enunciating better. What's your excuse?
Wiki Web Diva is not happy that it was Spider-Man. She wanted Red Dead Redemption 2. Sadly, it did not break that way. I'm sorry. But that's thanks to everybody for participating, and we will do the part of the show where we thank all the people, because there's a lot of people to thank for helping keep Gamersledge running and going. I'll do that in a minute. We'll get ready to do final thoughts. Matt, can you tell them all the nice people where they can follow us on all the socials and the news and all that good stuff while I look this up?
Oh, wow. It would have been good to
right?
have warning for that. I could have had that written down. Basically, go to anything and search for Gamersledge, one word. That generally will get you to where you want to go. So that's Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest. Does Google Plus still exist? I keep getting emails that it's going away. Is it still there or is it gone?
It's still there, but we're not actually posting anything to it.
No, we're not. But
neither is anyone else, which is why it's going away.
Yeah,
Nice.
no way. Gamersledge.com doesn't yet, all the news, but watch Facebook and Twitter for that primarily.
That is correct. All right, so here's the big long list. Justin Leclerc ×3. Thank you, Justin. Regina ×2. Thank you, Naomi, John, June, Eric, Lexi, Patrick, Dave, Kevin, John, Nashok, William, Peter, John, Vekarad, Colleen, Tracy, Michael, Dave, and Arturo. As always, if you would like to support us, you can do so by clicking that subscribe button on twitch.tv/Gamersledge, or you can head over to our Patreon page where you can get your name on every show that we do for as little as $1 a month. And thank you to everyone who supported us and is continuing to support us. That's going to bring us then to final thoughts. So we'll start first with Dave. Final thoughts for the evening.
So, I was going to bed last night, and I was flipping through cable, and Bloodsport was just starting, so I had to watch the whole thing, right? Because that's just what happens.
Right.
And at the end of the movie, it was saying how, it was based on a true story, and, all this stuff. So I was like, oh, let me real quick look up. Yeah, it was all a lie.
Wait, say
And I
that
just
again.
felt
You broke up.
I said, so I went to look up the dude's life, because, that seems like a pretty interesting life. Apparently, it was all a lie, and I just felt really betrayed.
You mean the whole the guy actually exists, but he just made the whole story up about?
Yeah, apparently he just lied a lot to people.
Well,
And he actually had a buddy corroborate the story, and they're like, "Oh, dude, I'm making a movie off this. This sounds awesome." And then, years later, the dude that corroborated the story was like, "Oh yeah, he just told me what to say. It was just all crap." And I just felt a little betrayed.
Truth is always stranger than fiction because fiction has to make sense.
Yeah. So that's that.
Matt, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. While I am not a fighter game, and I'm not even a huge Dragon Ball fan, I did skip fighters this year, but I just saw come across that there is a new Dragon Ball Z action RPG title coming from Namco Bandai. And I'm actually kind of excited about this because this actually seems more my speed than a traditional fighting game. So yeah, it doesn't have a name yet. Right now, it's just going by Dragon Ball Game Project Z. So
that sounds like the work. That sounds like the title will actually be. I would be surprised.
That could actually be the title in the long run, but right now that's a working title. It's supposed to come out this year. So, begin work this year. Sorry, no, they're not coming out this year. It's being worked on this.
So 3 years from now.
Yeah, but two or three depends on But that's a project I'm looking forward to.
All right then. Mitchell, final thoughts.
Kind of piggybacking off of that. Jump Force, anyone? Looks like that's going to be fun. Just looking at the roster, I'm intrigued.
Is that next week?
When is that coming out? I don't know, actually.
I don't know, but I know it's coming eventually, and that the roster looks pretty cool, and I am intrigued.
Jump Force release date. Looks like... What? There's a collector's edition that costs $259? What the hell?
God. What are they putting in it?
I gotta look now. We gotta find out.
It's February 15th, by the way, since we got off subject.
February 15th. So that's the same launch. No, that's a week before Anthem.
The week before. Everything cleared Anthem's week. Like, Anthem is all by itself now. Where that was like the week where everything was hitting, it's all by itself now. Everybody just scattered from it.
Wait a minute. This doesn't even have the game in it. It's got the digital pre-order bonus. Oh, no, that's just the pre-order bonus. Okay, I see. It includes Jump Force full game, exclusive diorama, 3 artboards, and steelbook.
That better be one hell of a diorama.
Yeah, it doesn't show it, so I don't know. Oh, it's a diorama that had here. Well, I can put it in the stream. I can't show it to you guys. Where did I put that? Twitter. There it is. It is a. Oh, I apparently buried it too far down. It is. Or maybe not. Can I just add source, screen capture, window capture, and it's going to be the Best Buy one. There you go. So it is a diorama that has Naruto, the main character from One Punch, whose name I don't know.
Luffy, One Piece.
Yeah, with the hat, and then Super Saiyan Goku, all standing on one piece of jagged, different-sized rocks.
That's not what I would call a diorama, but okay.
That's also not what I would call a diorama, but
that's a statue.
That's what they're calling a diorama. So, what am I supposed to do?
And you know what?
Hold on.
Ace Combat comes out this week.
Yes, Banner says that the Jump Force beta is out on the PSN now, and Bacon Guy said bought. 3 days preload ready. That's it. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
So, Dad, downloading betas. Eh?
That leaves my final thought. This week we're not uploading any super special long videos or cool videos other than some humorous videos. I'm going to be putting together a couple clips. One from PUBG that happened the other night that was actually super funny, and then one from the last podcast. We'll have those uploaded to the YouTube tube this week, and then we'll be back to a little bit longer form video upload next week. And that's going to bring us to the end of the show, where we leave you with a piece of wisdom to help you through your week. Matt, I saw this one and totally thought of you immediately because this is like a you thing. It's not even a question; it's more of a statement. Everybody asks, "Where's Waldo?" No one asks, "How's Waldo?"
It's true. It's true.
It's very true. Kurt Angle says
this is the level we're going for now with these.
Until next week.
I'll do you one better. Why is Waldo?
That is a logical continuation. Exactly. Thank you, Guardians of the Galaxy. Until next week, thank you everybody for joining us. And game on.
Game on.
Game out.
Good night.
Macaroni and cheese.
Oh, I have to get up at 5. That hurt.
Ick.